Happening now, a new winter storm is barreling across the plains, heading to the northeast, dumping additional snow on areas hit hard over the weekend. Whiteout conditions stranded drivers in Des Moines on Saturday. This new storm brings fresh travel headaches for people trying to get home from the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Let's go live right now to CNN meteorologist Derek Van Dam over at the CNN Weather Center. What kind of impact, Derek, will this new storm bring?
That's right, Wolf. So the rumors are true. A nor'easter is brewing, but of course the devil's in the detail. In advance of this storm, we already have over 25 states with winter weather alerts impacting over 70 million Americans. Stretches from northern New England all the way to Kansas. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down, but here's the storm at question, starting to gather strength. There's a low pressure center right about here over Missouri. It's going to pick up moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. This is on top of the wintry weather that's already fallen across the eastern half of the country this past weekend. Here it is gathering strength and moving along the eastern seaboard. I've timed this out Tuesday morning. Not raining just yet in New York and Boston, but that is crucial because that I-95 corridor, this looks like this will be a cold rain. But you move inland, the interior, the Berkshires to potentially the Poconos Mountains. This will be an impactful snow event for the interior of New England. This is an area we're highlighting across the Ohio River Valley, northern New England into Vermont, New Hampshire. Could pick up over a half a foot of snow, while that busy I-95 corridor, a cold, wet rain. So there's the detail you need to know. We don't expect significant snowfall in New York or D.C. Or Boston for that part, but the southern portion of the storm also creating an ice storm concern for western portions of North Carolina and Virginia. So something to consider. Wolf.
All right, meteorologist Derek Van Dam, thank you very much for that update.
All right, happening now, a new winter storm expected to bring more snow, more ice, and travel headaches to tens of millions of Americans across the country. Travelers already saw more than 12,000 flight delays and more than 1,000 cancellations on Sunday. So far this morning, it's down a bit, which is good news, but there have been more than 1,000 delays and nearly 200 cancellations so far. We're covering all of this with CNN's Pete Muntean, who apparently lives at Reagan National Airport, and Derek Van Dam, who is in the Weather Center for us. Pete, we're going to begin with you at your new home there. People are still obviously trying to get back from the holiday weekend. Apparently they can take Monday off as well. What can they expect this morning when they get to the airport?
Things are really picking up here at the Terminal 2 North checkpoint. In fact, this is kind of the longest I've seen the line of the last few days. It's been a particularly tough weekend for air travel. I just want to show you, give you a better idea of how tough things have been. Here at Reagan National Airport last night, the traffic getting into the airport stretched about a mile from where we are on the Route 1 Richmond Highway. That was just to get into the airport arrival loop. That scene playing out so many places across the country. At Dallas-Fort Worth, huge hub for American Airlines. The traffic was so bad there that airline officials warned passengers to show up an extra 60 to 90 minutes ahead of their flight. Also some construction in the mix there. You know, we are not totally out of the woods of these huge cancellations that we have seen. Saturday was the fourth worst day we have seen for flight cancellations since the start of this year. O'Hare, Midway, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Detroit all hit especially hard. The good news is they've been on the positive trend. Sunday was about half of what we saw Saturday. Today we've only seen about 200 cancellations nationwide, but the day is still young, and the Federal Aviation Administration warning of possible ground stops at Chicago O'Hare, at Chicago Midway. More snow in the forecast there late in the day. Also high winds impacting some of the New York airports, including Newark, and low clouds and poor visibility impacting San Francisco with the warning for a possible ground stop there. So we'll see as this all plays out. You know, the interesting phenomenon taking place, according to AAA, is they've been warning that Sunday will be such a big travel day for so many years now that they say so many people are now moving into Monday to make their travel plans and return home. But the issue is it's much more condensed. People have a little bit of more flexibility to spread things out going into the holiday. Coming back, it's all the rush to get back to home and work.
Yep, all true. Wow, that line that you just showed in the snow as people are just trying to get into the airport had to have been really frustrating. Let's now go. Thank you so much there for us from Reagan National. We're tracking an enormous winter storm, which is threatening about half the country. You can see a bunch of snow and or ice everywhere from Kansas to Maine. The storm already forcing delays and cancellations at some of the busiest airports. So what is the best way to try to navigate what is going to be a bit of holiday travel chaos? Joining me now with some answers, Clint Henderson, the managing editor at The Points Guy. Let's start with this. Sunday, we saw a bit of a mess. There was a weekend storm. Now we've got another storm front coming through. Do you think things are going to be just as bad? There were a lot of cancellations on Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday was even worse. And I do think they're going to see a lot more cancellations through the week. So have a backup plan, whatever you do. Have the airline app installed on your phone. You want to be able to rebook yourself. Remember, it's holidays time, so there's not that many seats available to get rebooked. So you have to be among the first to get rebooked. Follow the airline on social media. Know what other airlines fly the route in case you're having an airline-specific meltdown. Sometimes you can message them directly on social media. American Airlines on Twitter, for example, X, has a really good response rate if things are going crazy. If you have lounge access, run to the lounge. They have customer service desks there. So you got to use every tool in the toolbox right now because there's so few seats available to be rebooked on.
Are there, you always talk about, hey, make sure that you have downloaded the app. It's the best way to sort of also see what's going on because you get those delays, you get those things and they tell you like it's going to be a minute. Is there any trick to using the app when things go south?
Well, some of the apps are better than others. So United Airlines has a great app that will show you weather and all kinds of interesting features. But my favorite is the one called Flighty. It's a fairly new app. It shows you the airplane that you're going to be flying on, where it's coming from for 24 hours ahead of time. So you can see, even if it's going through a hub that may be affected, if your airport's not affected, you can track it and see, oh, this plane's not going to make it. I'm going to reschedule. I'm going to launch into my backup plan right now.
Oh, that's really smart. You can see like, hey, look, that there's a big problem at this airport and that's the connector, so you might want to change. I do want to ask you, it's December 1st. We are like 24 days from Christmas. Hanukkah is also on the way. Is it too late to get a good deal?
If you have points and miles, it's not too late. And here's great news. It's Cyber Monday and tomorrow's Travel Tuesday. I used to think this was a gimmick. There is incredible sales on right now.
Really?
On all the major airlines. The problem is they're not for Christmas flights, they're for New Year flights. So, But look to see what's available. 30% off, $99 one-way fares, some good stuff out there today.
There are good deals. Like, what is it, Travel Tuesday? Why am I just learning that?
Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday. Yeah.
All right, Cyber Monday Travel, and it's not a gimmick. You said that there's really good stuff out there.
Sales out there right now.
It's not too late, John.
What if you already bought tickets and there's a better deal on Tuesday?
Should have bought refundable.
Reprice. The airlines will give you a trip credit for the difference if you find a better deal.
See?
As long as
Wait,
but you can't fly.
I thought that was so.
You can't fly basic economy. It has to be a regular main cabin ticket because there's restrictions on basic economy.
So it does not apply.
It doesn't apply. So there, I was correct because I know how you buy tickets.
Should you be buying like far in advance?
So the ideal booking window for domestic, 1 to 3 months. For international, 3 to 6 months. So if you've got spring break trips to book, though, book today or tomorrow while we have these great deals. That's for New Year flights. So see if spring break's on sale.
Heard it here first. Gotta travel more. That's all I'm hearing in this. Gotta take more trips.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate it.
We get the best advice from you. Thanks so much.
It's so true.
Thank you.
All right.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.